Okay, coming into today. Really not much I like coming into today like yesterday. Yesterday we had a cash day. Um, Today the only name that I do like is Nvidia here over 203. It's the only name that I really, really like. Other than that, a lot of our main names are really just sitting nowhere near key levels. Or we're just starting to sit sideways here. So my main three coming into today is like really Nvidia, Amazon, which I highly doubt is going to set up, and then Microsoft. So Amazon, I'm sorry, NVIDIA, right? I would like to see this whole break and retest over 203. Um, for Amazon, unfortunately, right, we were watching this. This looked really, really good. You can see here 250.35 is just being respected beautifully. And then we ended up just having this crazy rally right at market close. And then, we've gapped up. So, I do like a pullback long off of 250.35. I'm not sure if that is set up today. And then Microsoft. Microsoft is really my second favorite. You can see we're starting to sit sideways here a little bit, which is normal, after a crazy rip to the upside. But I do like, this break and retest over 423.95, just because you're also getting over the previous day high, which means price is likely to continue higher. And you can see this 4-hour key level is a strong key level. You can see we push up into here, right? Resistance, it was being held as support, and then support again turned into resistance. Yesterday, resistance. So it's a very strong key level here. If we can get a break and retest above that, there's really nothing in its way until last week's high, which is 431.58. Coming into today, you can see inside bar day, the PDH and the PDL are both unmitigated liquidity. So you can gravitate either way depending on what the market wants to do. Once again, the market did gap up or a gap coming into today. Yesterday we had a gap up. No, I'm sorry, a gap down. We ended up filling the gap. Today we have a gap up. So the previous day closes here. So if we just pull back here at market open, it's really just the overall market just filling the gap to the previous day close. So that's just something to keep in mind. That's pretty much 2 days in a row now that we've had gaps in the market, but they have been getting filled. So you can see right now, SPY is holding this PDH. Like I said, if we fall into the PDH, we're just going to pull back here and fill this gap. But I would love to see us get over Friday's highs, which you can see is being respected very well here on the SPY. So main tech name that I like is NVIDIA, and then of course if Microsoft sets up. So got about 20 seconds here to market opens. Let's see what sets up here. I do expect some tech names to pull back if the market wants to pull back too. Okay, so really not set up there on NVIDIA. Okay, so first minute candle definitely downside here on SPY and Qs. So we really know what the market wants to do if or when it fills this gap. I doubt this first minute candle is real here on Qs. We can definitely watch Amazon here. We can definitely watch Amazon. It's Friday's expiration, the 24th. Okay. If you look at Amazon in the 15 minute, we need to pull back down to 250.45 here. If this market just stays heavy though, it's gonna be hard to play a pullback long. Okay, so Q's is right at the gap fill. This big spike you're seeing is Q's pushing up off this gap fill, off the previous day close, I should say. And so far, the only name that I like here is Amazon. Whatever I take is going to be the 24th expiration. 24th. Hopefully this cleans up a little bit because I do not like the spreads right now on Amazon. Starting to get a little better. We'll see. See what Q's does. Okay. So Q's filled this gap. SPY has not filled this gap yet, but Q's filled the gap. You can see right now we are under the PDH. First 5 minutes, sellers are definitely in control right now. Jason, my man, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so we'll see if we'll get a little pop here. You can see Q's is trying to defend this previous day close, right? It was the same thing yesterday. We filled the gap and then the market did what it wanted. SPY does still have to pull back here to fill this gap, but you can see Q's is starting to defend here or hold this previous day close after filling the gap. I'm not really expecting any major pullbacks on anything until or if SPY and Q's can get under the previous day low. Hmm. Yeah, everything's kind of just pulling back right now with the overall market. You can see Microsoft just dead smack middle of the range. NVIDIA, hopefully buyers could step up here. It's really the main focus I like today over that 203. Nothing on AMD. You can see it's nowhere really near key level. After today, I think maybe there's a 4 hour key level setting up here, but there's no key level yet on AMD. And then Amazon, right? I would really like this pullback off of 250. Resistance, resistance, support, resistance. We got that break. I want to see us turn this into support here. But you can see a lot of names right now just not sitting near key level. The daily candle closes up here. Now we're starting to just, sit sideways a little bit. That'll be 3 days in a row of like an inside bar day. Let's see, Microsoft showing a little bit of relative strength here compared to the market. Like I said, Q's is doing very well holding this previous day close. We filled the gap. So let's see if we can like fill this gap and then get back over the PDH. That would be a solid move. You can see Microsoft has some strength here. Love to hear it, love to see it. Hopefully get a setup for you, man. Right now, noticing a lot of names are just setting up. We on the daily time frame, we just ripped through everything. So now we're starting to sit sideways just a little bit. So we'll see. The main two I really like is like NVIDIA and Microsoft. If Microsoft can get over 423.95 today, that would be very nice. We just need the market to push up a little bit here. You can see SPY starting to push up. Like I said, he's just doing well defending this previous day close. So we'll see what SPY wants to do as well. Yeah, even on the video. Want to see what if Amazon can give us this pullback here. Spreads are looking better as well now. Yeah, let's see what we do on Amazon. Looking for that. You can see Nvidia is the weakest out of the bunch. Right, Microsoft is holding up. Um, Amazon's holding up. Need Amazon to pull back here, but you can see Nvidia is the weakest out of the bunch right now. So far, market structure looks really, really clean. You can see both SPY and Qs holding that previous day close after filling the gap. SPY held this previous day close on the dot. You can see we haven't had a minute candle closure yet on Qs under this previous day close. So they both filled the gap, which is good. And now they're moving higher. So far, market structure looks really clean. I think we can see some upside here if either SPY or the Qs can get over the PDH here. As of right now, SPY seems a little bit stronger here than the Qs. Let's see, AMD. I mean, hey, if Microsoft can get over 423, I like it. Microsoft definitely has relative strength compared to the market. You can see right here on the intraday, quick little morning squeeze, already a V-shaped recovery, breaking through the high a day. Yeah, it's kind of doing its own thing. Yeah, let's watch Microsoft. See if this can give us a setup. Right now, this is definitely doing its own thing. Microsoft looks good. Q still defending that. That's what I'm looking at here on Microsoft. Give you guys a bigger picture. Yeah, look at that 15-minute candle. Buyer stepped up very aggressively here. So you can see we're starting to sit in this range here. We ended up getting the break here, so a pullback long was valid off of this too. But I like this. Over 423.95, you're also over the previous day high. So you can see it's a strong key level here. Yesterday was resistance. Let's see if we can turn this into support. And it's a range break. So 423.95 here on Microsoft is a great trade that sets up. Next target is really this 431.58, last week's highs. Yeah, this is very clean structure on the SPY and the Qs. Very clean. They both pulled back, filled the gap, held the previous day close, and now they're moving higher. I think if both of these can get over the PDH, we could definitely see some upside here. So as of right now, very clean structure. Four. I'll probably play at the money on Microsoft. The spreads are a little tighter. Yeah, those look good. Mm, okay, that's solid. Okay, so SPY is knocking at the door of this PDH. So the way I'm looking at this is it's either going to be like we get back over it. You can see we held this previous day close very well. Either we get back over this PDH or this is just a break and retest of the PDH. But obviously, we're bullish buys here on the market. You got this nice little dip out here at this previous day close after the gap fill. So let's see if pricing can continue higher here. Yeah, first 15-minute candle red, but buyer stepped up very aggressively, pushing this thing higher. So you want to see that morning dip get bought up. Spot is definitely stronger than the Qs. And looking at the tech names to my left and right here as well. So the only thing that's setting up here, if we can continue higher and start to stair step, is really Microsoft over 423.95. Definitely would have wanted this pullback on Amazon, but it's all good. Yeah, you can see these dips are getting bought up. So SPY is trying to break above this PDH, and SPY is above the PDH. So you can see SPY is a little stronger right now compared to the Qs. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Microsoft looks good. Microsoft looks good. Like I said, I'm looking at the 24th expiration, which is Friday's expiration. Microsoft looks good. This price action looks good. It's stronger than the overall market. Microsoft looks really good. Get over 423. You're also over the previous day high. I love the confluence there. Uh, the market filled this gap. SPY's over PDH. So everything looks good right now. Everything looks really, really good. I love this morning dip here, this morning squeeze on Microsoft, and then just got bought right back up. And you can see now we're starting to trend higher. So Microsoft honestly looks like a textbook name. So there's two ways you can go about it. I'm looking at the 420 calls, which are at the money, um, just because the spreads. But the 425 calls, which are two strikes out of the money, uh, and the delta's 41, those are pretty decent spreads as well. So I'm looking at strikes. I'll wait till we get a little closer when we break this. Right, it's a Tuesday. You can't go wrong with at the money. It's a conservative play. Yeah, like market got slapped. SPY got slapped at this high day, and that did not affect Microsoft at all. So yeah, Microsoft is strong. It's the main focus right now. Yeah, you can see how strong this 203 is up here on NVIDIA. Right? Ignore the PDH. This 203 is like that's the main key level here for continuation higher. It got respected very well during pre-market and after hours. So we're just waiting for that. I'm more so focused on Microsoft, even if Amazon does pull back, just because Microsoft is just showing me strength compared to the market. Amazon's pulling back with the market. Really with Qs. Qs is weaker than the SPY. SPY is already back at high of day and above the previous day high. Qs is still sitting around the previous day close. So and you can see the dips are just getting bought up here on Microsoft. Every dip is getting bought up. Okay, so yeah, SPY's above the PDH now. Yeah, that was textbook. Like it literally just pulled back, filled the gap, and now moving higher. It was the same thing yesterday. We pulled back, filled the gap, and then moved lower. 425. Yeah, I think we can hit 425 here. Okay, Q's is starting to pick up a little bit, which is good. Yeah, we'll see here. I'm either going to go with if it sets up, the 425 calls or the 422.50 calls from Microsoft. So pretty much at the money or one strike out of the money. I think you can hit 425 though. So we'll wait and see. I think if Q's can get over this PDH, we can start to take off here. You see Q's lagging behind a little bit, but it's starting to pick up now. Starting to pick up. So just textbook so far on the market, just filling the gap and now trying to move higher. You can see SPY is obviously stronger. SPY's above the high of day and the PDH, so that's solid. We just need Q's to get over as well. But right now, SPY is really calling the shots. Yeah. Okay. Palantir looks good too. Look at that dip. Look at the first 2 minute candles. Wow. Dip got bought up very aggressively here. Let's see, what's the spreads looking like here on? Yeah, the spreads look really good here as well on Palantir. This would also be over the PDH here on Palantir, which means price is likely to continue higher. So since we're making new highs, I would like to get a better displacement candle. This is a weekly, right? So the bigger the displacement, the better. You don't want to get caught in the liquidity grab. You can see our key level being respected on the dot. We hit 148, sellers starting to step in. So let's see if this can hold here on Palantir. We can stay strong or just reject this weekly level again. Yeah, Palantir, you can only play weekly, so that would automatically be the 24th expiration. Spreads look really, really good here. At the money has the highest volume, so we'll see. It's the 147 calls. Let's see, we're watching both. Watching both. Like I said, this is a weekly level here on Palantir, so I would like more displacement on this name. They're both good RR trades. There's really nothing in either's name way. Okay. Hmm. Decisions, decisions. Well, we know the best way not to get faked out, so we're not really worried about that. Q's catching up, right? Pushing right into this PDH, slowly but surely. So we are bullish here on the intraday, on the overall market. You can see here, Microsoft and Palantir, really the strongest two tech names right now. Hmm. Yeah, one strike out of them. These seems like the best looking spreads here on Microsoft. So I'll keep an eye out for that. Okay, both key levels being respected on the dot. Microsoft hit 424, right, which is basically 5 cents off our key level. So that's solid. Um, Palantir as well. So just gotta be patient here. See if we can get this break and retest on both these names or either one of them. Remember, these are resistance levels. So we can't be surprised if we push up into these and get slapped in the face. Can't be surprised if that happens. Market strong, and both these names are showing relative strength compared to the market, so I'll be a little surprised. The dips are getting bought up pretty aggressively here on each name, so so Palantir, yeah, let's see. Okay, so for Palantir, I'm looking at the 149 calls on Palantir. 149 calls. And then for Microsoft, I will be looking at one strike out of the money on Microsoft. Palantir is showing me the most displacement right now, so let's see if we can get a pullback retest here on Palantir. 149 calls here on Palantir. And then from Microsoft, I like one strike out of the money. So that's 425 calls on Microsoft. I would still like a little bit more displacement on Microsoft. Right now, main focus is Palantir. Let's see if we can actually get a retest here. If not, we'll see if Microsoft can give us an opportunity. Just being very patient here. Just looking for that. Yeah, accuses over the PDH. Looks good. SPY still strong, making new highs on the day. Okay. Watching Palantir here. Watching Q's as well. Q's is pulling back to this PDH. Hmm. I don't need it to pull back to the dot, but I need to pull back deep enough. Dips are still getting bought up on Microsoft, so we'll see. If Microsoft rejects this 423.95, I can kind of see that as a intraday lower low starting to form. I'm watching Q's and SPY right now. They're pulling back pretty heavy. Fingers on the trigger. I'm just going to read the price action here on Palantir. See what this candle does. I'm long Palantir. I took that. Very tight stop. Either we get stopped out quick or it's going to work. Here, guys, I sold a third right there. I sold a third into that pop. Nice push. Let's see if we can get this push into this high day. We're going to put one more third into this new high. Beautiful. Nice. All right. I sold a third there. Stop loss on the rest is like break even. Let's see if we can just get some continuation here. Beautiful trade. If we can break this high day, this thing can really run. What a trade. Did you guys catch that with me? Please tell me you guys caught that. Oh, he missed it. Are you in this, Noah? Oh, damn. All right. Dang, you didn't get filled for a market order? Yeah, these contracts are printing. Dang, all right. Either we're going to move higher or we're going to reject here. So we'll see. That was a great trade. Yeah, I'm already up over 1,000 on these. Yeah, Mark is pushing. Yeah, my target on this is I'll see if we hit it. It's 156. 156. No, you can look at Microsoft here. Microsoft looks good. You look for a retest here. Let's see. Let me help you with some contracts. Yeah, Microsoft, I will look at Friday's expiration for really the 422.50s at the money contracts. Yeah, I would look for a retest here on Microsoft. It's definitely worth the risk. Shit, I might take Microsoft. Hold on. And I'm looking at Microsoft with you. Give me one sec. Yeah, I'm looking at the 425 calls here on Microsoft. The 425 calls here. Let's see if we can get a retest. Yeah, I'm looking at Microsoft. The 425 calls. Let's see if I can get a retest here. Contracts are printing right now on Palantir. On the last third of my position, I'm up over 1,000 just on that alone. Yeah, big day here. Big day. Palantir, bro. I still have a third of my position left in this. These contracts are printing. Let's see if Microsoft can give us a retest here. Bro, these dips are getting bought aggressively. Palantir is printing. It's the only way you catch big winners. Like you just have to accept the risk. Like it's a green trade, it can't go red. So that's why I'm just letting the last third of my position stop me out for break even. I was just teaching you guys like the only way you don't know which trade's going to be a home run. But the only way you catch a home run is being in the trade. So you got to get to a position where you can scale down and just let it play out. I'm still watching Microsoft. Right now, you just have Qs rejecting all-time highs. Let's see what Microsoft does. Yeah, Nvidia is making this V-shaped recovery as well. I don't mind giving Microsoft a shot, but this price action. Let's see what this candle does on close here. All right, I'm long Microsoft. I took that. Let's see if we can hit this high day. I cannot tell you the last time I was in two trades. Were you able to catch Microsoft with me? I'm in this right now. Yeah, all right, nice. Don't say I haven't done anything for you, bro. I took two trades. I'm in two trades right now for you. because you weren't able to catch the first one. So can't say I don't love you. I'm still in this full size. I'm looking to see if we could just hit this high day here. I'll de-risk here. Sell four. Nice. Didn't feel it on that pop too. See, bro, this is why I've been like on executing on a different. You see how slow shit takes to get filled? Bro, beautiful day. Oh my gosh. Bro, we're up crazy right now. Beautiful day. I mean, look at this is a textbook day, bro. Look at that break and retest on both. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. These contracts are printing, bro. So another third there into that new high day on Microsoft. What a day, bro. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Break and retest Palantir. Freaking dodge. Just being patient, letting our trades come to us. Bro, you should be up crazy right now on Microsoft. What are you up right now? All right, solid. That was solid. I still have a third left of Microsoft. My stop loss on the rest is break even. Oh, you played a zero? You played a, oh no, you got I was about to say, damn, you got 100% return on that? I'm just managing Palantir. Like it's still holding structure. These dips are getting bought up. All right, so for break even there on the rest. Nice. What a day, bro. What a day. What a day. Pot two for you. Palantir paid the bills. Crazy. That was right off the pre-market plan, right off the weekly outlook. Palantir wasn't even on the close watch. I just had an alert set there. What a day. I felt bad you weren't able to catch Palantir. So I was like, all right, I gotta get my bro paid today. Playing your trade. I mean, that was just beautiful. Just our patience, bro. Just solid patience. Solid patience. Like just spotting that the relative strength compared to the market. It's just a beautiful day. Yeah, yep, cut the rest there on Palantir as well after it broke structure. Beautiful day. So that's why I don't get greedy. Was able to get this push up into the high day on Microsoft. I was really patient reading that. Crazy day. See, patient pays. We had some cash. We took a cash day yesterday. I don't think we took anything Friday, but Palantir paid the bills. Who would have thought? I think we could have saw a move higher if this is what I was looking at. This was like beautiful timing because when I took Palantir, um, give me one sec. When I took Palantir, this was Q's also retesting the PDH. That was beautiful. And now the rejection that you're seeing here on everything else is Q's rejecting this pre all-time high. That's all you're seeing. We're still defending the PDH, but you can see we're bullish here on the intraday. So that was a dot. Just the patience on the entries. We just sat here, waited. That was beautiful. Nice little payday here on Microsoft as well. That was a good cut. But oh, you're welcome, bro. I got you. But the main thing, like what I'm really trying to teach you guys, like I always say, like I give you guys a lesson on how to scale out. I give you a PDF on which ways you want to go about it. You want to put yourself in a position to catch the big winners, right? The nice trendy days. So when I leave a third of my position, I'm still in my trade roughly over 30%. So if I go into a trade with 20K, that's still over 6,000 that I'm in my trade. And those are just runners alone. So that's really how you catch, those very big days without forcing it. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. And solid day here, bro. That was what, less than an hour? Less than an hour of work? Yeah, don't even trip over Palantir. I was really, really being patient trying to read this. And then I waited for this candle to close here on Microsoft because I didn't want to get faked out. I wanted to see what this next candle did. Once we like pushed above this candle, I knew, okay, cool. That's a strong indicator that we want to move higher. Yeah, that was solid. Yeah, solid day. Like Palantir, I'm sorry, Microsoft's still holding this, but definitely would have got faked out here on the stop. All right, brother. That's all she wrote. I feel bad. Jason was like waiting for a trade before work, and as soon as he got off, we got into a trade. I feel bad. That was just a textbook day, though. See, that's why you don't want to get greedy here. Yeah, I think we could have saw a lot more upside if if Q's if Q's can reject that all-time high. That's exactly what you're seeing right now. That's why you have to master that skill of like being able to read the market as you're in a trade, taking a trade before you take a trade, because context matters. So this is a heavy supply. Like I said to you guys yesterday in the pre-market plan, you can this is a great scalp, right? Break and retest over the previous day high, but you're late to the party. I don't want to be in a long position at all-time highs because you're going to look for some people to cover, sell for profits. So you can see soon we had like a beautiful peak and fail hammer stick candle right off of all-time highs and then slapped in the face. Yeah, solid day. Yeah, two trades today. Bro, I cannot tell you the last time I was in two trades at once. It was a little easier because Palantir was down to my third. I used to be in like three trades at once. But solid day. Very solid day. All right, brother. Good stuff. Just back at it tomorrow. On Palantir. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I ended up getting over 15% on that trade. At one point, I was up over 25%. I was up over 25% on that trade. But I let my last third, take me out. I know. I didn't go in with 20K though. I'm still at my size down, 10 to 12,000 just because of the market conditions. But soon, bro. Soon. That was a dot though. That was fun. All right. And then tomorrow just show up and we just repeat the same process. That's it. That's all. That was a good push though. Like for you to sell into that strong momentum push, that was solid. That was a good push. You're learning because that's where you get paid on options. You get paid on the momentum pushes, right? Those premiums, flip, delta spike, premium spike. That's where you get paid. The slow, choppy grind, that's fine. When you scale down and you're letting this trade play out, but you want to sell into those pushes. Like these contracts, every time we just made new highs here on Palantir, these contracts just kept doing backflips. And they went from out of the money to in the money. So solid day. And then you can see, right, our key levels are still holding. They're still holding. So you don't want to get greedy. One and done, two and done for me at least. Let me see. I know we got to add our doves to the profit shot. I don't really be doing it that much anymore, but today we got to add our doves to the profit shot. I just do weekly recaps now. I think that's solid. All right, brother. That's how she wrote. So good stuff today. Yeah, this 4 hour. Let's just go here. Actually, let's break this down. I haven't uploaded a live session on YouTube in a while. Very, very simple here. Like very simple. It's literally just old resistance becoming new support. The difference is you just got to be able to accept the risk and take your trade. Right? You can't trade from like trying to be right or wrong. Resistance, resistance. I mean, obviously this is a weekly level, so it looks better on the weekly time frame. And we just turned it into support. What's a good indicator we're moving higher? We're over the PDH as well. So that was just beautiful there on Palantir. Microsoft was really my main. This was on the close watch list coming into today's session, and that's just beautiful, right? That's just textbook. Like where it's a range break. Look at that. Look how clear that picture is. And you're over the previous day high. Like I said, it was a beautiful confluence. You got the break and retest above that. Now it's moving higher. Solid. Look at that. Beautiful. Nvidia is still setting up. This is why I don't take trades off of PDH. and PDLs. Like they're good for scalps, but I want the higher time frame. Look how strong 203 is here on the video. Right, we pushed up into this during the pre-market. Look at that, 202.97. That's where I want to be long over that. If you go long over the PDH, you're going long into a daily resistance level. That doesn't make any sense. And you can see supply area, sellers did step in and slap it in the face. Like if you go long off this PDH, you're basically just anticipating that you will get this breakthrough over 203. I'd rather just take the 203. That's what I thought we'll get today. Like the where this was sitting pre-market, I'm like, oh, this looks good. This is cooking up. And then we just got slapped in the face. It's the supply area. Remember, guys, like even though we're taking trades, break and retest off key levels, before we break that level, it's still a resistance level. So if we push up into it and it rejects, it's a resistance level. So we just can't be surprised. That's where sellers are normally sitting. Yeah. I really wanted Palantir to like really start to trend, but I had to cut my rest for break even. My profit target on this was way, yeah, 156.28. I guess I could have left like a very small position to maybe swing trade it, but solid day, bro. Good stuff today. Really good stuff. I'm out of here. I'm gonna call it. Beautiful day, beautiful work day. Bro, I'm telling, I literally took Microsoft just for you. I felt bad. I felt bad that she didn't get filled. I'm like, damn, all right, let me help him out. And I'm not gonna call it out and not take it with you. We go die together. We go in together, we go out. Yeah, solid here. Beautiful. All right, bro. Good stuff today. I'm gonna definitely break all this down in the profits chat. That was a beautiful day. Beautiful, beautiful day. So good stuff, bro. And I'll break these down later. The trade recap, pre-market plan. Damn, look at Microsoft. See, that's why last week, we were going over the reclaim entries. That's why sometimes the reclaim entries are better. Because yeah, this was still a nice break and retest. I got stopped out on my runners, but you can see it's set up again. And now look at it. Rip through that beautifully. If we can turn that into support, we can really start to trend here. All good. Everything's easy to say in hindsight. That's why I always say don't fall victim to hindsight. You can't have a hindsight mentality. All right, solid day, bro. I will see you in the morning.